about, I think, was it 4:30 a.m. I woke up feeling a bit sick, and feeling a bit anxious. And I feel like I want to ask I just want some clarity. Like when they say they don't think it's the heart that's pushed this enzyme up, then what do they think it could be then? Why has my heart released this enzyme? Because it was so painful when it was beating so fast, and I was just trying to meditate through it, and it was just agony. It was just so painful. I don't feel ready to die. I'm scared. They told me I'm not gonna die, but why does it feel like I am? Sometimes it feels like my karma's up. Maybe that's just my mind, my anxiety talking. I want to see my wife and kids. I want to go home. The thing is, it could be the thyroid. Why don't they have a record of the thyroid condition? It could be the thyroid. Because I can't think straight when I'm in this state. So if I try to talk to them now while I'm feeling like this, it doesn't work. I suppose it's such broken sleep. Waking up in the middle of the night, just hot, like why am I so cold suddenly? You know, and then I worry, is that a heart problem, that is that like a circulation issue that now I'm suddenly cold? Never used to have this problem. I didn't mean to give myself heart damage. I was just trying to process memories and guilt and anger and just trying to innocently process it in a meditation. I didn't mean for my heart rate to go up like that. My wife used to tell me your heart's beating too fast. I used to tell her her heart is too fast. I never thought it'd be fast enough to release this enzyme. And of course the anxiety and the worry makes it worse. Makes me feel more ill. I just want relief from this suffering. I know that they say that suffering is mind-made, and in many ways suffering is mind-made. In some ways also it's the way the mind reacts to what's going on physically. I guess it's still ultimately mind-made. Well, I suppose it's craving and still seeking that pleasant state, which I guess is impermanent. I'm still worried about the future. I'm not in the present, and not being in the present is what causes the suffering, I guess, because I'm worried about, what's going on. There's some really nice staff here, though, that are always looking out for you. They're really kind people. Kindness is important, especially when people are going through this type of thing. Panic is so overwhelming. So overwhelming. It goes beyond panic, it goes to fear. I just feel so alone. I know that ultimately we're alone with our own mind anyway, but it helps sometimes just someone to just bring me down to reality. Just put their arm around me and say, Mark, it's okay. Like my dad used to say. I suppose in many ways in some ways he's here with me mentally in a way, because I can imagine if he was here. Say, Mark, you're gonna be alright, Mark, you're gonna be alright. But I couldn't fulfill that. I still tried to end it. Couldn't let it go. I couldn't see any hope in that moment. And I was angry at the time because they put me on sertraline. I thought that was partly what triggered the state I was in, that when I killed myself. But now I realise that fluoxetine has now caused the low sodium levels, so I may have still have the same issue. If I had the idea that suicide was a way out, I may have tried it later. So it's no one's fault. I've done it to myself at the end of the day. That's a bit disgusting, actually. I don't want to drink too much because I don't want to have an issue with any sodium levels. It may have been drinking too much water. I mean, before I was on fluoxetine, the depression was sort of meaning I was drinking a lot of water because I kept getting just really angry and stressed. I was just so angry because I was just so tired of life. I just wanted an escape. This time the escape was, I thought the answer was to become rich. Suppose if you can become, you can escape suffering, I guess, temporarily from becoming rich. But it didn't even work anyway. I was more miserable than ever, even though I was making more money. I just tried to spend it just to fill that void. Couldn't use it wisely. I mean, some of it I did. Some of it I gave to good causes. It's so hard sometimes to separate the anxiety and the physical feelings, and then that worry bouncing back and forth between this physical feeling of just like feeling really cold, unless the temperature just is changing a lot in this hospital. I mean, maybe that's part of it. The windows are condensed. I think it does. It is a bit weird, the temperature in this hospital, because you've got kind of a heat coming in. The rooms are heated, but then in a weird way, because the window is kind of like a lot of cold also seems to come through. The room is kind of hot and cold at the same time in a really weird way. It's got hot air, but then it's got also a lot of cold air. I suppose it's like my mother-in-law has heart issues, and she gets very cold, and my wife says it's to do with circulation, and I guess it is, and that's another now. That's why I'm now thinking the worst. I'm thinking, is this why I'm cold? The one thing this has taught me is I've put myself in her position now. I couldn't understand what my wife was telling me. I was always saying, like, why does she keep panicking? Why does she keep screaming like that? Why does she keep panicking? What is she doing? And then my wife was saying, because she's got heart issues and it can affect the brain. And I said, well, surely if she's got heart issues, then she should relax and everything. And now I realise it's like, I never put myself in her shoes, like, because I've now had the same thing. I've been like screaming like uncontrollably when my heart was racing. It just came out automatically, like just psychotically, just like It's like, this is my karma. Like, these are the lessons I've got to learn. Like, it's like never ever, I guess, judge someone else. Never judge someone's behavior, because you never know what they're going through. So one thing I'm just trying to at least learn from this, because all I can do is learn from it and try and become a better person. And she's a really kind woman. My wife's mum, mother-in-law. I see, talking about that the first day I met her, that night sleep, I had a dream. I saw her opposite me on the couch, and then I saw her on the couch smiling, and I was smiling, and then I woke up smiling. It was the first time I ever woke up smiling. I didn't even know that was possible, to wake up smiling. And I just couldn't appreciate what I had, because I still remember just my own mother's just face of disgust when she would look at me, this face of just not a face of love, put it that way. Maybe a face of worry. But maybe in some ways it's also what I failed to understand is that it's not that even that I got the worst mother ever. It's that I couldn't see outside of myself to realize that actually it's easier, I suppose, when you have an adult child and your relationship is strained with them, it's easier to, I guess, show them that warmth through showing it to their partner in a way. And that could mean, I suppose, other family members who are those children would get jealous. Potentially just can happen, which is the way I was. My mother was friendly to my brother-in-law, and they felt more. Maybe I'll it's a message from my dad if he's awake, but I don't want to wake him up just if he happens to be awake already. I never understood why you just sometimes want to hear someone's voice. And sometimes my wife would just want me on the line and say, I want to hear your voice. It's amazing because it's like my own voice stresses me out sometimes. I just talk myself into a panic.